Hey gang, welcome back to part 4 of our kitchen remodel video. Today we're going to be cutting this slab. I've already marked it out with some black paint. A pencil or a chalk line you'll never see it using a saw like this. We have a walk behind concrete saw. So we're going to move the concrete between these two lines enough for two 2-inch conduits. They're both going to pop up inside this wall, and on this end they're going to pop up inside the pony wall that is behind the cabinets in our kitchen island. One is for electric and the other will be for gas, for our gas range. I've already spoken to both the electrical and plumbing inspectors and got an okay on what they want me to do here. We built a quick dust control booth. Not so much dust. This is a wet saw. We won't get any dust, but it's gasoline powered and we'll get quite a bit of fumes. So we just, come over here, Jordan. I bought some inexpensive 1x2s and we screwed them to the ceiling at the top and trapped the plastic on top, just like that. And then on the bottom, they're just weighted down by 2x4s.
We got this plastic up in about
5 minutes.
less than 5 minutes, yeah.
So the goal is we want negative pressure inside this. That way the fumes aren't escaping into the house because we have positive pressure blowing out. You can already tell by the way the plastic's billowing in that we kind of have a negative pressure, and we already tested our fan over there. When it's on, the plastic really billows into the room a lot more.
Yep.
So I think we're ready. We have all our safety equipment, goggles, hearing protection, dust mask. We're gonna wear those even though there is no dust. And anything else, Jordan?
No, I think we're ready. I think we should we should get it cracking.
So go over our machine.
Yeah.
This is a walk behind with a 14-inch blade. I typically have my own blades. I buy my own blades, but for this project, I'm basically renting the blade. And part of the rental is they charge you by how much wear you use on the blade.
Really?
$4.50 per thousandth of an inch. The first 10,000th is included in the rental. They actually have a machine where they set the blade on it and they use a digital micrometer to measure the wear of the blade.
Wow.
So pretty cool.
We got gas in the tank.
Very heavy. They loaded this with a forklift. Jordan and I were able to get it off the truck. I did notice it was missing this fitting. When you go to a rental yard, make sure you go through the machine. I'm familiar with this one, so I kind of knew what to look for. So it was missing this fitting. If it was missing this hose fitting, we were dead in the water.
With no water.
Yep. And then where my vice grips are is the handle for the valve that supplies water to cool the blade and keep the dust down. It was gone, so I just put my vice grips on there.
Cool.
Pretty simple to use. This is your depth on your blade. And there's a lock, so when it's operating, it won't move on its own.
Cool.
And I think that's it.
That's
All
great.
Let's get going.
Let's get it going.
The first cut we're gonna make is right here along this tile. And then we'll make these two.
Sweet.
And we're going full depth. Whenever I have a project where I have to cut a slab, the first question that pops into my head is this a post-tension slab? I'm not gonna go into a lot of detail about that, but this one is not. If you have any questions about your project, ask your structural engineer. But we are ready to go.
Sweet.
All right, let's get going. Nice job.
Yeah.
All right, so a quick little tip. When the water no longer fills your kerf, it looks like this. That means you've cut all the way through and the water's actually going underneath the slab. Now we'll talk all about the patch, how we're going to do it. You might have noticed me on the time lapse or some of the video Jordan was filming. I was watching the blade on my line. This thing does have a guide.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yep. I just didn't have room to put it down in this case, but that's what that's for.
Okay.
You follow your line with that. And the other thing, you saw me most of the time like this. I was basically holding the saw against my body and then pushing it forward with my left side. It doesn't have the tendency to want to pull on you, but sometimes it does. So I just like to hold it against me and then slowly push with my body. But you talked about a back saver.
Yes.
Yeah, what was the video? The shower?
The curbless shower.
The curbless shower video.
Yeah, it's our most viewed video.
Yep, that was a handheld.
Yep.
We didn't have room for this on that job, but on this job, this worked great. All right, gang, we're done inside. Jordan and I lifted this beast into the truck. They load it with a forklift, but we got it, right?
We got
dude?
forklifts right here.
That's right.
That's
we
right.
got our own guns. So a little trick we did. You put the back wheels of your truck in the gutter, and this driveway's sloping up a little bit. It's gonna give you 4 or 5 inches.
Right. Which matters.
Take it. And then we even lowered the tailgate. So let's go to the rental yard and get this thing unloaded. Hey gang, we're back from the rental yard. So I want to tell you about what happened. We rented the blade. I've always had mine, but in this case we rented it. After they measured the blade, it would have been cheaper for us to buy a blade. When we started talking to them about how we cut the concrete, I told them I did multiple passes, and you saw me doing that in the time lapse. They told us it's always better with concrete to make one pass full depth, and you'll wear your blade down less. It seems counterintuitive to me, like when you're making a heavy cut in wood, you take a little bit at a time. So if you're in the trades, if you cut concrete all the time, reach down in the comments below and let us know what you do. But other than that, it came out great. Tomorrow we're going to rent a chipping hammer. We're going to buy the conduit and some concrete, and we'll get this part of the project completed. So we like teaching on our channel, and we also love learning from your comments and what you've experienced out in the real world. So with that being said, we'll see you bright and early in the morning, and we'll get this part of the project done. See you then. Hey gang, we rented a large chipping hammer. It's a Bosch 11316 EVS. We put a chisel point in it. And I also rented that's a point and that's a chisel. So it should go pretty quickly. We got everything, all the plastic up again. Got our fan going, got our vacuum, hearing protection, eye protection, dust mask. So let's get going. Hey gang, well, this chipping hammer made quick work of this concrete. It also helped a lot that we cut full depth. It was just coming out in big pieces, right?
Yep.
Yep. So at about this point where my hand is where the footing starts. So this slab is about 4 inches thick. But out here, under this load-bearing wall, is a footing, probably that deep, around the perimeter of the whole house. But this is the 90 we're going to use. This is a 2-inch. It's electrical conduit. And we're going to have 2 of them right here. Side by side. They're going to come up in this wall. One will be for the gas line, and the other one will be for the electric. We'll have 2 conduits in here. Oops, and then they'll pop up inside this pony wall, just like that. So we've got to get this 90 tucked in this wall as tight as we can. We don't want this outside of the wall or above the slab. We do have a dishwasher going right here, which will work to our advantage. If we absolutely cannot get this in all the way, the back of the dishwasher, they usually have some room and it would accommodate that. We're going to do the best we can to hide it So the first step is to take our buzzsaw and we're going to cut out this sill plate right here. That line is 2.5 inches back from the face, and 2.5 inches is the outside diameter of this. So cut that real quick, and we'll show you the next step. We've used the buzzsaw to make a plunge cut here and here. And instead of cutting the back, let's see if we can just drive that edge in like a chisel and break this along that line. There we go.
Nice.
Little cleanup, but that's pretty fast. All right, the next step, we're going to use our bulldog. I got a 1/2 inch bit in there. I'm going to drill a series of holes here, here, and here. That'll cause a weak point in the concrete. And as we chip this out, it's going to break along that line where we drilled the holes. Let's give it a shot.
That looks pretty good. Turned into a 3D video there for a second.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, guys, we got our trench ready to go. Came out really well over here. So that 90 will turn up in the wall. We're clear here. And we've got 3 inches of coverage on our concrete. So really happy with that. So now let's go to the rental yard and return that chip and hammer. Hey, we got our chip and hammer returned, so now we're headed to Home Depot to get our concrete and our conduit. Let's go. Hey guys, we're at Home Depot. I got my list written on a 2x4. So let's go inside and get our concrete and our, what else?
Conduit.
Yep, all that stuff.
Yes, sir. That one's a bell end?
Mm-hmm. But these aren't. These are 45s.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Always look in the back. Nice.
Nice. All right, guys, so we are back from Home Depot. We have everything that we need. And actually, if you look right beneath me, we have our 2 conduit pipes in place. And we actually got these middle pieces out of one section of pipe, didn't we, Dad?
Yep, with 0 waste.
Yeah, 0 waste. It's actually pretty good. And I want to point out that in order to get all of this out of one piece of pipe, we actually had to use the fat end.
The bell end.
The bell end. We had to use the bell end. Which is fine. What we did was we just turned the 90. You guys can see the difference right here. And that's totally okay because it's not like there's going to be pipes connected right here. It's just going to be wire coming out of it. So as long as it's wire and it's not getting sealed by anything, we can totally flip those around and make it work. We want good waste reduction here. So that's what we were after.
And we noticed in the store, you can buy a 90 without the bell ends. But the bell end saves you a fitting. You don't need a coupling.
Right.
Like right there.
Cool. And we just use this stuff to secure it right here. Just, you know, your typical medium gray PVC cement. Just wrap that around right here. You can see it squeezing out. And so now that we've got those 2 in place, Dad actually went ahead and laid down some plastic. You might be able to see it underneath as a vapor barrier to prevent moisture from getting up into the cement that we're about to pour. And we actually have all of our cement mixed up right here, ready to go. So we're gonna get a shovel and just lay it down.
That's 2 bags in there?
That's 2 bags. So we don't know how many we're gonna need. We got 6. Hopefully we don't use them all, but if we do, it's all good. So let's go ahead and get this concrete in that hole. Homemade traps.
That's right.
Homemade traps.
got this in, conduits in, ready to build our pony wall right here. If you have a project like this, don't cut these off flush with the slab. They should be sticking up at least 2 inches. We just let the 90 run long. And that's to keep any debris out of here. And say the washing machine, the dishwasher leaks or something, that's gonna keep water from getting in the conduit. Other than that, we're ready.
We are ready.
Yep, nice job today.
Good job.
All right.